Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Mangesh Dushing, working as assistant professor in Satana College, Nashik. Friends, up to now in last videos we saw conformations of various cycloalkanes, conformations of methyl cyclohexane as well as conformations of 1,1-dimethyl cyclohexane and 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane. In this video we will learn about 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane. We will start with 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane. So 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane means two methyls are present in a cyclohexane ring at first carbon and third carbon. So here geometrical isomerism is possible. If these methyls are projecting towards only one side of the average plane of the molecule, then this isomer is called as cis isomer. See here, this is axial form. Both methyls are projecting upward on the same side, that's why this is called as cis isomer, even though that is axial. Here is also both methyls equatorial, but they are projecting in up direction, only one direction, that's why this is called as cis isomer. In this case, the axial equatorial form, one methyl is going upside while another methyl going downside. Here also same, one is downside, one is upside. So both methyls projecting towards the opposite sides, that's why these are called as trans isomers. Now we will see 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane, a cis isomer. So this is the cis isomer, 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane. Both methyls are axial. After ring flipping, both methyls are converted to the equatorial. As we know that axial groups are converted to the equatorial and equatorial groups are converted to the axial while ring flipping. These are the mirror images of structure A and structure C are the mirror images of each other, and structure B and structure D are the mirror images of each other, while structure C and structure D are the ring flip structures of each other. See here, axial is converted to the equatorial, axial is converted to the equatorial. Now we will see the optical isomerism in these compounds. If you see carefully, all four structures are looking symmetrical. See here, if the plane is passed through carbon number 5 and carbon number 2, this is equal half are there. That's why this molecule possesses a plane of symmetry. From that plane of symmetry passing through carbon number 2 and carbon number 5, that's why this compound becomes optically inactive. Similar case for compound number B and compound number D also. There is a plane passing through carbon number 5 and carbon number 5 and carbon number 2. So this possesses the plane of symmetry that makes axial and equatorial cis isomer of 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane optically inactive. Now we will see the relative potential energies. Now both forms are different, one is axial, one is equatorial. So we will see one by one. First one is we will see axial form. So in axial form, both methyls are axial. In last video we saw that if one methyl is axial, it shows two 1,3-diaxial interactions. So here are two methyls are axial, so it shows 4 1,3-diaxial interactions. One 1,3-diaxial interaction increases the energy by 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. So 4 into 0.9 is equal to 3.6 kilocalorie per mole. But here is the different case. Here two methyls are axial, so this is the bulkier group and this is also bulkier group. So there will be the steric interaction that also increases some quite energy. That amount is 1.8 kilocalorie per mole, as these two bulkier groups are axial. So total energy of this molecule becomes 5.4 kilocalorie per mole. So the total energy of the cis isomer of acyl 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane is 5.4 kilocalorie per mole. Now we will see the relative potential energies for equatorial form. As both methyls are at equatorial positions, there is no change in potential energy, so total energy is 0.0 kilocalorie per mole. Now we will see the relative stabilities in between equatorial and axial form. In cis 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane, equatorial form potential energy is 0.0 kilocalorie per mole, while axial form, that is 5.4 kilocalorie per mole, that is highest for any dimethyl cyclohexane. That's why this is the unstable form while this is the stable form. Now we will see 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane trans isomer, that is axial equatorial form. So one methyl group is axial while second methyl group is equatorial form. This is the compound number 1, compound number A. This methyl is axial, this methyl is equatorial. After ring flipping, axial is converted to the equatorial while this equatorial is converted to the axial. So this A and B are the ring flip structure of each other. To this, these are the mirror images. So C is the mirror image of A, D is the mirror image of B, while C and D are the ring flip structures of each other. Axial is converted to the equatorial is converted to the axial. So these are the trans isomers of 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane. One is axial, one is equatorial form. We will see the optical isomerism for these compounds. As you can see, there is no any plane of symmetry. These mirror images are not superimposable. That's why these compounds are optically active compounds. Similarly for here also, compound number B and compound number D, there is no any plane of symmetry, as well as these mirror images are not superimposable. So these compounds are optically active. Now we will see the relative potential energy for axial equatorial form. In axial equatorial form, one methyl group is axial position. As we know that one axial methyl shows two 1,3 diaxial interactions. So 1,3 diaxial interaction increases the potential energy by 0.9 kilocalorie per mole. So it shows the two 1,3 diaxial interactions always. So 2 into 0.9 is equal to 1.8 kilocalorie per mole. While second methyl group is at the equatorial position, so there is no change in potential energy, that is 0.0 kilocalorie per mole. So total energy of the molecule is 1.8 kilocalorie per mole. So all four structures, one group is methyl, one group is equatorial. So the potential energy for all four structure is same, that is 1.8 kilocalorie per mole. So relative stability among all 1,3-dimethyl cyclohexane conformers, equatorial form is most stable. The energy is 0.0 kilocalorie per mole. Then just now we saw axial equatorial form, the energy is 1.8 kilocalorie per mole, and this is the highly unstable form, that is axial, which carries 5.4 kilocalorie per mole energy.